All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So crazy news coming out of Indianapolis today regarding Carson Wentz. And as we all know, Wentz got hurt just a couple days into training camp with a foot injury, a pretty significant one to say the least, all right? This wasn't just, hey, let's wake up tomorrow and see how it is. No, there were a couple different options here, surgery being one of those options. News just broke less than 2 minutes ago here. Adam Schefter of ESPN, Carson Wentz will opt for that surgery, and he's going to be missing anywhere from 5 to 12 weeks. A huge blow to the Colts franchise. I mean, this is a football team right now that has aspirations of going deep into the playoffs. You can argue, and this term gets thrown out there a lot, this team's a quarterback away from being a legit Super Bowl contender. I mean, they're stacked on defense. They have the running game. They have the offensive line. Fantastic coaching staff, young playmakers at wide receiver. I mean, this Colts team, also they have some underrated guys at tight end. This Colts team they're in a prime position to make a run. Now, hey, if everything goes well, everything is on time, on schedule, the surgery goes well, the rehab process goes well, everything is just smooth sailing, Wentz could be back relatively soon. I mean, remember, we have over a month before the start of the regular season here. So, I mean, 5 weeks. You know, if this happened a week before the NFL season, it would be horrible. But because it's before preseason, it's not as bad. Now, it could, of course, other side of the coin here, it could be on the back half of that, 10, 11, 12 weeks, yeah, that could be an issue. They play teams like the Seahawks, the Rams, the Ravens, the Dolphins, who else? The Titans, early in the season, okay? So a pretty tough stretch for the Colts early, especially when we're taking a look at the current Colts quarterback roster. Jacob Eason, who I believe right now is on paper, he's the number one guy. He is the starter. And I actually liked a lot of what Jacob Eason did at Washington. Big body guy, hang in the pocket, really strong arm, throws a really good football. Sam Ehlinger, and then, of course, Brett Hundley, who was recently brought in. Not a great quarterback room. Okay, so that first 5 weeks can be really tough. So just a horrible situation for the Colts fans. I feel for you, but I wanted to tie it back to the New York Jets because it does affect the team in numerous ways. One of those ways actually affecting the team today, like immediately, and we're going to get into that. We'll save that one for the end. But first and foremost, the Indianapolis Colts we touched on it before, they're a great team and they play in the same conference. Whenever you have a team that has these playoff aspirations, a team that truly believes that they can make a Super Bowl push, and they lose their starting quarterback, a guy who they gave up a lot to go get. Essentially, Carson Wentz was the crown jewel of the Colts offseason. He was the number one acquisition that the team made. Whenever you lose a guy like that, or whenever that guy isn't around, chances of winning every single Sunday are significantly dropped if you don't have your starting quarterback. So we don't know how much time Wentz is going to miss at the end of the day, but let's just hypothetically say it's a month and a half, the regular season, which is within that 5 to 12 week window, and the Colts go 1-6. The Colts go 2-5. Teams on the outside looking into the playoff picture, like the New York Jets, the Miami Dolphins, the Patriots, the Raiders, the Broncos, the Bengals, numerous teams here, the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a moment for all of those teams to capitalize on the situation. Everybody expects the Colts to make the playoffs this year, but if they start off pretty rocky and Carson Wentz is missing time, hey, there's a chance they can miss. So it opens the door for other possible teams to emerge. Point number 2, the Jets actually play the Colts this upcoming season in November 4th to be exact. It's a primetime matchup right in the middle of the season. Let's assume here that Carson Wentz surgery goes well and he doesn't have any setbacks. He doesn't exceed that 12-week ceiling of missing time. So if we're looking at that hypothetical situation, he should be back by then. He should be back as the starting quarterback for the Colts by November 4th. But questions do emerge. How does Wentz look once he is back? Will there be a re-aggravation of the injury? Could the Colts potentially hold Wentz back a little bit as far as the game plan is concerned? Limiting plays down the field, limiting plays where Wentz has to hold on to the football, not putting Wentz on the move, right? Bootlegs and whatnot, just running the ball a lot, quick passing, getting the football out of Wentz's hands. Could it impact the game plan for that specific day? It's a possibility. And then point number 3, the number one quarterback on the market right now is Nick Foles, currently the 3rd string quarterback with the Chicago Bears. Now, let's be honest, Nick Foles isn't some top 5, top 10 quarterback in the league right now or anything like that. That's why he's the 3rd stringer with the Bears. But this is a quarterback that has shown an ability to win games, to rally a team, to be that leader. He's been successful with the Philadelphia. I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion at the end of the day. Quick little side note, Joe Douglas was a part of that Eagles team, so he knows how important the backup quarterback position is. So we're looking at the Colts right now. All of a sudden, Again, this is a win now team. There's a lot of pressure on this team to stack up W's this season. Are they really going to head into the season with 3 unproven quarterbacks on the roster, or are they going to try to make a push for Nick Foles? A guy who has won a Super Bowl with Frank Reich. He fits the system. He knows the system. A guy who, again, has shown an ability to win games and rally guys. So if the Jets want to start dabbling in the trade market, now we heard reports early that Joe Douglas and this Jets coaching staff wanted to get the young guys reps, and that includes the quarterback position with James Morgan and Mike White. Now, if the team doesn't feel that way, week 2 of the preseason, maybe it's after week 1, the Giants preseason game, and the Jets don't really feel as comfortable in the backup position as they once did. Now Nick Foles is off the market. Okay, Sean Mannion, a guy who the Jets had interest in, is off the market. He just signed with the Seattle Seahawks, which leaves us with, guys like Blake Bortles and Josh Johnson. But the point is, Nick Foles is probably the best option out of all of those guys. There's a chance that later today, tomorrow, the next day, Nick Foles could be gone and he could be out of the Jets' grasp. Again, if the Jets do want to dabble in the trade market. Now, let's just say the Jets are undecided on adding a guy like Nick Foles. Okay, we're not against it, but at the same time, we're not pressing for it to get done today. We're looking at the situation. Let's just say Joe Douglas feels comfortable offering a 6th round pick, okay? A hypothetical 6th round pick. That is the value that we feel good about offering to the Chicago Bears for Foles. Now, a win now team is in the mix, is in the Foles sweepstakes. The Colts can very easily come in and say, hey, we have a lot riding on this season. Here's a 5th round pick. Here's a 4th round pick. Here's a 5th and a 6th. Let's beat the Jets' offer. Let's get Foles in the building. Now, all of a sudden, the Jets have to enter this bidding war where all of a sudden the team has to pay more for Nick Foles. They have to fork over more draft picks for Nick Foles. And that's obviously a situation that we don't want to be in. So anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Let's cross our fingers that either Mike White or James Morgan shows something to this Jets coaching staff, this training camp, this preseason, this offseason period, to where we feel comfortable with either one of those guys, or even better, both of those guys, as the backup quarterback option for the team this upcoming season. Okay, and by the way, James Morgan actually had a really, really impressive day, by the way. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you were one of the fans that really wants Nick Foles or wants the Jets to address the backup quarterback position, and you don't feel comfortable with a White or a Morgan, right, an unproven guy, a guy who hasn't really seen a lot of football, then this could be worrisome. So who knows what happens with Foles? We'll see how it all plays out. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And as always, go Jets.